I've been struggling with this thing for a while. I don't know if we want to get into it now or if we want to wait for more technical problems or.
I think that's for you to decide, Geoff.
I don't know how to. All right, this is something that's been bothering me for years. Okay. I say that, and I swear to you that this is with 100% honesty and transparency that I'm telling you these things, and I'm being very vulnerable to you, to my two of my closest friends right now. I'd like you to take that into consideration as you mock me.
Before we laugh.
No, time out. I fucking said last episode that I didn't know what years my teenage years were. What podcast do you think you're on that you need to do this whole, like, we need to be careful if I say something stupid?
Well, no, how about this? Would you think it would be weird if you were to wake up every day of your life for, I don't know, let's say 3 years, maybe longer, and next to your desk there was a coin, like let's say a quarter, just a bog standard quarter, or a loonie or whatever the fuck they call it in Canada. And you the first thing you did when you got up every day was you picked up that coin and you flipped it and you called heads or tails. And every day for let's just say 3 years, it was tails, 100% of the time, never heads ever. And you started to get freaked out by it, so you like put a different quarter down and you threw the other quarter away. And that it was still tails every day. So you got a nickel and you tried that and it's still tails. So you take it outside and you throw it up in the air and you let it hit the ground. Still tails. Everything that you can do, the coin still flips tails every day of your life. That's been happening to me with socks.
What?
Okay, I was about to make a Harvey Dent joke and then you switched it to socks.
What do you mean?
I don't know how that even applies.
I was so excited about this coin story. I was riveted.
I'm just trying to make it make sense.
No, time out for a second. Have you not been flipping a coin every day of your life?
Metaphorically, I have.
What the fuck? What do you mean? I was imagining you in your backyard throwing a coin.
That's the picture I want you to have. God. I want you to understand, Andrew, my frustration.
Why don't you just explain
and my
the
concern
thing?
And my fear. I'm trying to make it relatable to you because because it's such a weird thing I'm about to explain to you.
What the fuck?
Okay, so here. And before you say it, you're gonna come up with lots of ways that I can test this, and I'm gonna tell you I have an answer for every one of them.
Okay.
All right. It's been every day of my fucking life.
What was that?
Every day I get up.
Been doing the same with socks.
My girlfriend doesn't even know about this. I've never even mentioned it to her, and I live with her. I suffer in silence.
I can't imagine how that applies.
You're the only people I've ever spoken to about this. Every years, guys, 900,000 days in a row, maybe, of my life. I am at a point in my life where every pair of socks I own has an L or an R on the toe, right? What? You know how you get a pair of nice socks, and like Gavin, you remember the whole sock revolution we had at Achievement 100 years ago, and I bought you guys all nice socks. Well, if you look at your nice socks, if you have any pairs of nice socks now, they have a left sock and a right sock, and they'll tell you right by the big toe there's an L, and right by the other big toe there's an R, meaning that the L sock is obviously for your left foot. It's probably designed that way to be ergonomic and hug and comfort your foot, right? And then the other sock, same thing, obviously, just makes sense. However, what happens to me is every day when I get up and I go through the same routine, and then I sit down and I pick up, I'm left-handed, right? I sit down on my sofa or wherever, and I go to pick up a sock, and I instinctively pick up and to put a sock on my right foot.
I fucking hate this.
I pick up every single time the left sock.
Why did you do the coin story?
Because it's the same thing. I've got a 50-50 shot of getting the left or the right sock.
But that's still
why is it only the left sock every time? I fold them differently. I mess them up. I can't not pick the left sock.
Why tell the coin thing? It's the same story. You just changed the item. You told the same story twice. Like we couldn't comprehend the sock thing without the coin thing.
I wasn't sure you could. I was trying to come up with an analogy.
You're explaining a 50%
You're getting
probability.
bogged down in the coin thing.
Well, because you brought it up.
Help me fix my problem.
It was a great story.
I'm living. My point is, I think I'm living in a simulation, and it's Every day at this
Holy
moment,
shit.
it like something sinks or reboots, and I'm getting stuck with the goddamn left sock on my right foot. And I've done everything I can think of to do it. I've laid the socks out the night before, and somehow I still end up with the left sock. And I always forget, right? Like I'm never like I even think like one time I've even left myself notes on my nightstand. Don't forget the sock thing. And what invariably happens is I'll get up and I'll go through the motions, and the next thing I know, I'm just sitting down with my left sock and my right foot. Every time. I can't see it coming. I can't predict it. I'm powerless to stop it. I've even gone through periods where I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to tell the universe I like it that way. I'm going to put my left sock on my right foot. And I've done it. I've done it for months.
Just despite the universe.
Just despite. And the universe doesn't care. It doesn't. There's no trick in it. It's still, and I hate it. And I'm lying to myself.
I have a brief side question. What age did you start sitting down to put your socks on?
Oh, I'm lazy, dude. Probably like 15.
To me, that's like an old dude thing.
That's fine. Yeah. What, do you stand up and put your socks on?
Yeah, but I don't have fancy L and R's. I just...
You probably have more L's and R's on your socks than you would realize.
Oh, maybe. No, I just stand with one sock in both hands, and I just shove my foot down it, and I do the same again.
Once you become aware that there are sides to your socks, it's going to fuck with you. I even, like, this morning, I was in the shower, and I was taking a shower, and I looked down, and I was like, I saw my feet, and I went, oh, fuck. I haven't done my socks yet. I'm going to fucking think about it. And I'm like, no, but I always forget. Like, the universe always fucks with me, and it makes me forget. So I thought, like, I'm going to go through, and I'm going to visualize everything I'm about to do until I get to the socks, right? And then I'm going to force myself to pick the right sock. And so I'm in the shower, and I'm like, I'm going to finish showering, and then I'm going to towel off, and there's my towel right there. And then I'm going to get the blow dryer, and I'm going to blow dry my hair and my balls and my butt, and I'm going to blow dry my shins and my underarms, and then fucking there's arrows barking. So I got to let her out of the crate, or she's going to piss the fucking crate. Which reminds me, I need to clean her pad again because her butthole's been smelling bad lately. And oh my god, I've already got the left sock in my hand and my right foot out. How did this happen? It just comes out of nowhere every day, and I don't know what to do about it, and I can't pick up the right sock.
Why don't you try picking the socks up from the other side?
I've done that. I've even folded them different. The point is, there's a blank space in my mind where somewhere between before I get to the socks and to the moment of realization where I am powerless. I'm like on autopilot, and I can't affect that moment in time until it's too late.
It's like the beginning of Prey. I think you're just living the same day over and over again, and they're just resetting things.
It feels like it. It fucking feels like it. And it manifests itself in my feet every single day of my life. And I wish to God I didn't even have socks with L's and R's, but I do.
Here's what we'll do. I'm going to buy you some gloves. We'll see what happens with those.
All right. Then I got to put on gloves every day?
Where are the L's and the R's on the socks? I went to get my socks while you were talking. I'm looking. I have 2 socks right now.
I have no fancy socks.
Do they have to, like, why are you?
Here, hold on. I'm going to send you a picture.
Because see what I did? The greatest sock thing I've ever done, I gave away all my socks, and then I just bought all of the same pair. One of the best moves I've ever made.
What, they all like white socks?
No, they're all like black socks.
Black
but
socks.
It's like, I never, like, they always match. I'm never missing a sock. I put no thought into it. I just grab my socks. I've said some absurd things on this podcast. I think Geoff's coin thing is the craziest moment that has ever happened.
Why do you say that?
Because it was so unnecessary, and I was so much more invested in your coin.
Do you know how weird it is to try to fucking explain this weird sock thing? I thought it was a little hard to wrap your head around. I was trying to cushion the blow.
No, it's not. It's 50-50 of a left sock and a right sock, and you keep getting the...
Gavin, how do you feel? Are you as outraged at Andrew that I told the coin flip thing?
I'm with him in that we absolutely would have understood.
I guess.
Oh, is that a picture of your sock?
Yeah, see, there's the L.
You actually have an L.
Oh, it's there. I was thinking it'd be on the toe.
It moves around. It varies from sock to sock.
I was thinking ankle.
It moves around. It's wherever the company that produced that sock puts it.
Eric said it's on the wrong foot. That's his left foot, Eric.
That's it's on the right foot now because I fucking fixed it. But this morning I tried to put that sock on my right foot, and there was nothing I could do about it.
Eric said that looks wrong. Eric, what the hell does your foot look like? Do you have a big toe on the outside?
No,
I agree with Eric. The L shouldn't look that way.
Yeah.
The L should be pointed at you in the photo. In the photo, the L is like a bad T.
There's something about it that just looking at it looks like I understand what you're saying. It's L and it's left foot. I get it. but there's something about the way that it looks that looks like you did it wrong.
Yeah.
You said it's on the wrong foot.
It's not on the wrong foot.
I'm looking at it in my knee-jerk reaction. If I didn't see the L, I would go, that sock's not on the right foot.
Yeah, but socks are upside down when you wear them.
What? Is this the Rooster Teeth podcast? What the fuck did you just say?
Like when you're looking at socks, you hold them like opening at the top. But when you wear them, you look at your toe and that's... What? Oh, thanks for...
What are you saying?
Hold
Thanks
on,
for
hold on.
watching.
What I want to know is how do I fix this fucking, like, am I living in a simulation? Is this the Matrix? Or B, how the fuck do I get past this? Because it's destroying me mentally.
Throw away all the left and right socks and get some universal any foot goes pairs of socks.
Yeah, they made 12 fucking songs.
Fucking 12
Yeah, who cares?
songs.
Your sock thing is fine, Geoff. Like, who cares if you got the left and the right?
It's
Who gives a
bothering
fuck?
me.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it would be more interesting if you did flip that coin and it always came up tails.
It would be way more interesting.
I'm doing it. It's the same thing. I'm coming up left every time. Thank you for using the analogy as it was intended, though, Eric. I can tell that my lesson worked with you.
What do you mean?
I bet you're subconsciously looking and glancing at a
I'm
letter,
not. I'm desperate not to do it.
and left always comes before right, so you're just grabbing that one.
Oftentimes, I can't even see the L or the R. I just pick it up randomly, and I go, surely this can't be the... Nope, it's the fucking left.
Do you think Emily is sabotaging you somehow?
How could she control that?
I
don't know.
think she's that detail-oriented.
I thought maybe she was like she had like witch powers or something.
Oh yeah, I think it's more. I think it's more sciencey than that. But I just think that it's a long con. I mean, this has been going on for years, and I just don't think that she would stick through it that long. But I'm gonna fucking get up tomorrow morning, and I'm gonna take a shower, and I'm gonna get ready, and I'm gonna put my socks on, my shoes on, and I'm gonna grab my left fucking sock from my right foot, and I'm gonna feel like you guys are bad friends because
No.
you did nothing to help.
You talked about it, so now tomorrow you grab the right sock. It's like you broke the curse.
If that happens, I'll do fucking backflips.
Put a GoPro on your head. I want to see the footage, and I want to see how real this is.
Yes. And don't give any context. Like, just for a week, just please do this. Don't explain why you're doing it, and be as irate as you are.
Yeah, every day on Instagram, let's have a video of you putting on socks.
I'll try to remember. I'll put it in my phone.
What do you mean? To remember tomorrow.
I'll put it in my phone.
Start tomorrow.
He'll be sat there with his right sock in his left hand thinking, damn it, I forgot again.
Sock thing. All right. Okay, cool.
What you're about to hear was recorded just minutes after the last episode.
I'm rolling.
Yeah, so
I'm rolling.
that was a great episode. What are we going to do here, Gavin? This is kind of your idea. This is
I
your
wish we
jam.
weren't
Let's-
rolling. I wish I didn't make this a thing. I thought, okay, I tried to come in, make a little quick joke. Eric didn't
Yeah.
understand it twice, and now I've been here for like a minute.
Because
Can I
you
say-
came in. Do you know why I didn't understand? I'll tell you exactly why I didn't understand it. Because you came here earlier, way earlier. So I assumed that you were plotting something with Andrew. So that
No.
way, after the episode is over, you leave and then come back. I understand what you're saying now. I
It
get
came
it
from
now.
you constantly changing the time of the podcast. You
What?
changed it. We used to always
What?
be at 3,
What?
and now
Yeah.
we're always at 3:30.
Constantly
the
changing.
last 3 recordings.
Yeah, and that's not constantly changing. We changed the time to 3:30.
Why? A, why? And 2, Andrew forgot, and he was here 20 minutes early to the 3 o'clock recording.
I'm very aware. And so when
Right.
I saw you, when I was here and I was in a meeting and I saw you jump in with Andrew and talk to him, and then all of a sudden you close out of this and come back in, I thought you guys were scheming something.
Nope. I only went in with Andrew, which he thought was 20 minutes early. It was actually 50 minutes early.
It's on your
Because-
it's on your
Because-
calendar.
No,
My phone was dead.
I only went in because you in the Discord wrote, "You're here early," talking to Andrew. So I was immediately alerted to Andrew being in.
He
So
was
I
here
went in.
early.
I know that. So I came in to find out why he was early, and we discussed that he was not only early, he was early for the wrong time. So I was then trying to say to Andrew, because Andrew was telling me I was early, and I was like, Andrew, this isn't early. I'm here at the wrong time. This is too early to be considered early for the recording. So just now, as a joke, I popped back in after we ended the last video, and I said, I'm here
understand
early for the
that.
next recording, like a week early.
I understand that. now,
It was
but
pretty dope.
I hope that you see that this feels like a classic Andrew scheme where I got very worried that there was something being plotted against me, like
No.
Geoff and the Bats.
No. That would never happen to you, Eric.
Oh my
Absolutely
God.
not.
Oh my God.
Why would you think that would happen to you? Can we talk about how are we going to get Geoff to only have left socks? How are we going to do this? That's all I've been thinking about. How do we get rid of all of his right socks and only make sure he has left?
We need to contact Emily or we need to contact Millie and say, you need to get rid of all of his right socks.
But we need socks as a replacement.
Oh, you're saying get more left socks?
Yeah, like remove, not just steal his socks, replace them.
You need a recon pass on all of the socks he owns so you can buy the same pairs again. And then we need to swap out the rights for more lefts.
That is actually a good point. It kind of implied he had old socks. We need to figure out if those socks are still in the rotation and then flip them if they are.
I'll be
If
honest,
not, we need to somehow get him to change all his socks.
I was blown away that socks could have a left and a right. I didn't even know that
I've
was a
never
thing.
heard of that.
It's
Never heard
for
of
like for like Argyle and like more like really like dressier socks. They're just cut so there's like a little bit of a curve, so like your big toe kind of goes where it's supposed to naturally go and whatever. But also like if it's causing him so much aggravation, I mean, what he explained to me 3+ years, then what is he? Why would he keep the socks? Just get universal socks.
It is strange.
So when I joked that I was here early for next week's one, what is this now? This isn't next week's one.
No, I think this is next week's one, isn't it?
How could
No.
it be? It can't possibly be.
We can't start it without Geoff.
I'm sure he'll. Why don't you text Geoff to come back?
We've
We're
made it.
talking
No,
about socks.
it's dark, Andrew. I'm alone in the dark and I'm hungry again. It
What
happened
if we
again.
I think if we yell socks enough, he might just show up. I feel like that might be like a calling word for him.
He did
It's
start without
possible.
me once. That is a good point, Nick.
That is
Maybe this
true.
is a midweek. Oh wait, we are already midweek. Maybe this is a weekend snippet.
Right, you throw it in on like a Saturday. and
Because
just
you
have
love
it.
you would love a 30.5, wouldn't you? You'd love the way that messes with the.
It's already fucked up. Who cares? It's already a fucking mess. I mean, like, his coin flip thing, I'm still not on board for.
I know. Thank you, Eric.
It was,
Thank
that
you.
was really
Thank
something.
you. Gavin, you seem way too calm about that.
But
I
the thing
agree.
is, it was insanity. But I also had so many questions about. It needs to go forward because. Yeah, it was insane. I was playing down. I regret playing down how insane that was. That was a complete 90-degree turn on that story.
It was ridiculous.
I was so deep into the coin thing. I was already thinking of things to say about
Yeah,
the
me
coins.
too.
I was thinking about solutions
Yes.
for the coins.
Yep.
When he said socks, if I had a mouthful of water, it would have gone all over my desk.
Oh, I spit on my monitor at some point. I took I think it may have been the sock thing. I just filled my mouth with water and then he pivoted and I spit everywhere in disgust. It wasn't even a spit take. It was anger.
The indignance that Andrew had for him saying socks was like
Outrageous.
it was how
Well,
cool.
it was based around him thinking we wouldn't understand the concept of a 50-50 choice.
What does that mean? And the coin story is way cooler than the
It's
sock
way
story.
cooler than the sock story.
It reversed.
It's not a 50-50 chance because here's the thing. It's a 50-50 chance if you flip a coin. It's not a 50-50 chance to go into a drawer of socks and grab a sock and then pick a foot for it to go on. It doesn't make any sense. It's not flipping a coin.
There's so many solutions, but I couldn't provide them because I was so distracted by the coin.
Yeah, no, he was
I
also
had
saying
no room.
He was explaining the coin like it was something he had to do every day. He was compelled to flip this
Yeah.
coin. It was his thing. And then he said, "I've been doing that with socks." Immediately, I'm thinking he's flipping socks. He's like throwing socks up in the air before he puts them on. No, he's just putting on socks. There's no like weirdness behind that. He's just getting dressed.
Why did he get into the specifics of the Canadian dollar? Why did he like make a point of like what type of coin?
He was giving examples of other
Yeah.
coins.
He was trying to get us to visualize the coin. He put so much effort into the coin thing for it to mean nothing. Nothing at all. Zero purpose.
Oh, this has been like
Ridiculous.
a debrief on the last
Yeah.
recording because
Yeah.
we couldn't have it with Geoff here because he would just, he's too close to it.
That's true. We should start doing commentary tracks on our episodes.
Oh,
Nobody's done that on a
wow.
podcast.
That's what this is.
Wow.
Can we insert a hidden like audio description Do they have like accessibility tracks in podcasts that we could hide this on?
I don't think we can, but what we can do is release this as a Saturday like compendium for like it's just like play this on your like play the episode on your like computer and then load this compendium on your phone and we'll be debriefing and doing commentary on the episode. I feel like that's right.
Yeah.
Do you think we do that, or do we just attach this to the front of the next episode, don't tell Geoff at all, and he finds out about it
But
after?
then that's the longest. Why do you guys insist on making these like the longest episodes?
Because we'll just make it shorter. We'll just like Gavin and I will just be like, we already got 10 minutes. Yeah, we will. It's fine.
Oh my god.
No, that one. No, we can't. We don't have that kind of control, Andrew. This podcast was
you don't
over,
think
and
it's-
then Geoff talked about coins.
I think it's funnier if it's on the next episode and it's like a completely different pivot. And then the episode starts and Geoff has no idea that it's 10 minutes of calling him a lunatic because of his coin flip. I think that's funnier than just releasing this randomly on a Saturday, because then we're just going to talk about it on the next recording anyway.
Interesting. I understand your point. I think it's a strong point.
What if this is
That
like?
was a very dismissive. That's like, you're full of shit. I'm not going to do what you're saying. But
What if we do this? What if we do this at the end of the one that we just finished recording? Eric records a bit saying that bit was so insane that we had to wait for Geoff to leave so we could talk about it, and that bit is on our website.
Wow, Andrew was not into that idea.
No, no.
Like audibly not into that idea.
No.
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
No, it's not a bad idea. I just think it's the least funny of the options so far.
Oh yeah, it's not funny. I was just
No.
Well, yeah.
Then why are we doing it? I feel like the point of this is to be funny. This is a funny thing.
Yeah. The point of this is not to drive people to our website like every other piece of content. The point is to face us. You're absolutely right, Andrew. It was actually a terrible idea. It was a terrible
I
idea.
mean, it was a good idea for literally
It was a good
anything
idea.
else we
Right.
do.
But it's it's the wrong show.
Correct.
It was a good idea for any other show. I think that was a good debrief over the last
I think that was
episode.
good too. We just need to decide. I really think it would make me so fucking happy to record the next episode knowing that this is the start of it and Geoff has no idea.
I'm
I'll
fine with
just
that. If you want
internally-
to, I'm not opposed to it.
Are you okay with it, Gavin? Because I
I'm
just
fine
think
with
that'll
that.
be. I think it'd be so much fun to know that this is there and he doesn't.
Why don't we play it for him?
What
Oh,
in
it's
the
kind of long, isn't it?
This is
we're
like
11
not 30
minutes
seconds.
in, Gavin. This is not a clip. This is like a portion of an episode.
We could edit together a little trailer of it so he knows what we talked about.
Who is going to edit together a little trailer of it?
I
don't. You said
think
we.
I think the paranoia is better. I don't think
Okay.
he should know anything about this. I think it's
The
the
only
bat thing once
reason
again.
I worry about that is that when Geoff thinks he's being messed with, he shuts down and he gets really crappy. And we could potentially ruin ourselves for some good Geoff if we tell him right at the beginning.
Well, then don't tell him at the beginning. Tell him at the end.
Yeah, I think we tell him at the end. I think we
As
act
we're-
literally
as
like
we're
nothing
wrapping
has
up-
happened.
It's, hey guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Face. By the way, the first 19 minutes of this episode.
Yes.
I think that's what you have to do. One of you has to volunteer
Yeah.
to do the outro at a certain time.
It's got to be early. We're like 35 minutes in, like absurdly early if we want to record. Just like force the end. Because we're going to probably do 2 anyway.
I feel bad though because people come to this podcast because it's the only place they get Geoff, and we just did half of it without him
no,
when he
no,
was
no, no.
completely
Well, then we should
available.
wrap
No,
this up.
Gavin, I understand what you're saying. However, in the episode that we're debriefing from, he did say that he has stepped out on this podcast and has begun recording
That
another
is true.
podcast where they can get more Geoff.
That's true. That's what he gets.
That's a great
then.
point.
That's what he
So-
gets. He's made himself
point.
less important in this one.
That's it. That's all. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. You know.
Okay.
I'm never
say.
going to leave. I'm going to sit in the recording area now for an hour after every podcast because there's no trust. We've just established a new layer of no trust that cannot be reversed.
This is really something. This is a different level. This is really a different level. This is something else.
How did you notice Andrew in the thing earlier?
Because
What do you
I
mean?
was sitting in here because I thought I might be late because I had a meeting. So I was getting out of one meeting into the next one. and I just saw, like, I had it at the ready, like everything was ready to go, so I could come in and hit record. But then I noticed all of a sudden he's in the audio thing, and I'm like, oh shit. But then Gavin was in, and I got like in this meeting, I had my camera on, and I was looking in this meeting, and then all of a sudden panicked, like looking at like my second monitor. It was really, man, it was something. It was making me worried.
It was great.
Oh boy, this could never happen if we were recording in real life.
No,
Unless someone like went into the room early.
No, yeah, right. It would be a thing where Geoff left. He's like in a hurry to get out, and then you just walked out to get a soda, and then came back in, and we went. We should debrief.
We just like all pretended to walk out, and he gets in his car, and we all just come back in.
Well, I think this is a good starting point for this episode. I hope you guys enjoy episode 31 of Face, and I don't know who's doing the intro, but I hope it's a good one.
No. What do you think we're going to talk about, Gavin?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Do you have anything lined up? No, it's quick.
Are you
I'm not
trying to
asking for a whole story.
debrief the next episode before we talk about it?
happens.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, what do you think will be a subject we touch on next week? Next episode.
It'll be right before New Year's. It'll be on the 30th.
Yeah, we'll be talking about...
that will be the episode release.
I think we'll be back on Sewing Machine, because that was what was at the end of this one.
That is a great thing. Yeah, we need to talk about that, because I really have a question. I'm not trying to fight you, Eric. It's just I think I have a point, and I'm just curious what your thoughts are on.
All right, so why don't you hand it off now to yourself in the future?
Ooh,
and
I like this.
Take it away with the intro, followed by the Sewing Machine, Andrew.
Okay, wait a second. I'm lining up. I'm throwing it.
Oh, this is you're gonna catch it. You're gonna catch it.
He's
You're
gonna
say,
catch it.
I'm gonna catch it next week. I'm gonna catch it next week. I'm gonna catch it next week. That ball's in the air. It's flying.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Wait. Here it comes. And I caught it. Gavin, you see that catch?
Nice.
You see that catch,
dude.
Gavin? Fantastic catch.
Amazing.
Go ahead, Geoff. Take it away.
I dropped the ball.
In what way? In what sense?
I didn't catch it. I dropped it.
Oh, it wasn't going for you. It was going for me. It was tossed to myself. I caught it perfectly.
I had another ball, and I dropped it.
Okay.
And it rolled under the bed. I can't even get to the ball now without a broom handle.
You threw it, caught it, stood next to Geoff. He dropped his ball.
Yeah, and you didn't even throw it. How embarrassing. You're just holding a ball that slipped from your hand.
Tell me about it. I'm the one that's happening to. I'm living it right now.
Yeah.
This is my hell.
It is. How's your day going?
Okay. Was that what I was supposed to do? What the fuck was that?
No, don't worry about it. We're good.
Huh?
Just show is normal now. Continue. What's up?
What is that about?
What do you mean, what is that about?
Gavin, what is going on here?
Don't worry about it.
Andrew,
We're just going to go. You're right.
You.
Gavin, you're totally right. But it's fine. Geoff, let's just go. Just start.
What did he tell you?
I know my Geoff.
Yeah? What did you say I would do?
Nothing.
Get crabby.
Do we do...
Well, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
All right,
don't
Andrew,
worry about it.
Let's
It's great.
Yeah, we should just tell him.
No, I don't think so. I don't think we need to. Nothing happened. Tell him about what?
Okay. Well...
Do we tell him that we were going to pretend that something happened?
I don't know if you'll get a full, real episode out of Geoff without telling him.
Well, I think... Do we tell him?
Eric, what do you think?
Or do we pretend... Because nothing happened, Geoff. Or did something happen?
Geoff has shut down. I think you have to.
That's exactly what I'm saying. He's gone?
I'm here. I'm listening.
Oh, okay.
Nick said that even tone. Listen to his tone.
Nick said he's gone, so I was panicked that he actually left, and then he qualified that with mentally. Okay.
Yeah.
This
Continue,
is a really weird part of the show. This is strange. This is a weird opening.
It was your opening. I'd like you to continue.
I think that was a worse minute than last week's bad minute.
I don't... we're not getting into the minute thing again.
Okay.
A minute is unreasonable. It's an unreasonable request. Do you want to do the intro to the show, Geoff? You do a great job. Really good at it.
Would you like me to do... You're saying it's time for me to do the intro?
Yeah, I think we should do the intro.
Sure. Yeah. Hello and welcome to episode, I believe it's 31 of Face podcast, starring myself, Geoff Ramsey. Also, my friend Gavin Free and coworker Andrew Penn.
Compare the energy levels between that one and the full start that was like 4 minutes ago. And that's exactly what I'm talking about, Andrew.
He is very defensive. It is interesting. It is a weirdly guarded... That was a weirdly guarded intro, Geoff. And I noticed the
I believe
coworker.
I'm
I don't get Fred. I get the shaft on the credits, the co-credit.
just trying to cover all the bases.
Mm-hmm.
How's your week so far? It's been a while since we talked, Andrew. What's going on in your world?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's great.
I
Gavin, how about you?
Thing.
Oh no, you have more to go. Please continue.
Yeah. I have one thing. I have a question, Gavin, for you.
Yeah.
Have you been flipping coins recently? How's your coin flipping going?
No, I haven't flipped any coins.
Really? I've been flipping a coin every day since we last recorded. And let me tell you, it's landed about heads and tails equally. Completely uneventful. Really? Yeah, nothing going on.
Thank you for proving my point that it's highly improbable that I would always put the left sock on the right foot.
Now that you've mentioned it publicly and you've made it real by talking about the sock thing, has it continued?
Yes. Yes. And I continue. Hold on. My dog demands my attention. I'll be right back. I don't want to let the dog wait.
What?
All right, yeah, Andrew, you got to tell him you broke him.
Yeah, you have to tell him now. This is all we're gonna get. We have to do 2 episodes.
I told you last week this is what would happen.
I don't understand. What is happening?
He can't let his guard down. He doesn't know what's going on. You have to tell.
I've returned.
But nothing happened.
Yeah, I believe we were talking about sock things continuing unabated as always. I have discovered that I do have a few pairs of socks that don't have L's and R's on them. So those days when I have the privilege of noticing, they make the day go a little easier. Well, how about you, Gavin? What's going on in your world?
I got some stuff to talk about.
Let's hear it.
Do we? Well,
I mean, what do we want? How do we want to do this? This is a weird duel. I feel like we all have stuff, but nobody wants to lead with it.
Well, I feel like we're not really in the show yet.
You're not. You
obviously,
you think Geoff is still.
It started. Obviously, this is in the show.
Yeah.
But we're not.
I
totally.
already did the intro. I believe I covered all the bases.
Yeah, Geoff, you sound still very guarded. Is everything okay?
I don't know what you mean by guarded. I'm just Geoff, man.
I don't know about that.
Known me for a long time. Same voice.
I have.
Same wacky sense of humor. Same everything.
Tone. This is an interesting tone. I was wrong, Gavin. You're right. I was wrong. But surely we can't explain what has happened.
No, you can.
No, can we? Because then, how long are we going to talk about that? We're running out of show.
See, I burped. Look, I did potty humor. That's what I do.
Okay, we have to talk about it. We have no choice. It must be talked about. Do you want to talk? Because it was kind of your thing, Gavin. I'm going to blame you for this. This is your creation. Your
inadvertently, sure, yeah.
Yeah. So do you want to not talk about it? I just threw the ball to you, and you're like, yeah, I agree, and then nothing.
I dropped the ball. What did you do?
Yeah, you did. Okay, well.
Did your ball roll under your couch, too?
Yeah.
Would you like to borrow my broom handle?
As you know, Geoff, maybe you don't know. Did we talk about it last time? I showed up 50 minutes late because I thought we were recording at 1, and I was early for the 1. Yeah, and then Gavin came in and said I was too early to be early because the recording's at 1:30, and that doesn't count.
Yeah, I said that's not early. That's just the wrong time.
Yes.
That's correct. Yes.
Did not count. So then we recorded a show. Great episode. I thought it was really good. Fantastic. Christmas episode. The intro song, fantastic as well. We should talk about that. Talk about that after. But what was I saying? What was I talking about? Oh, Gavin left. Okay, so we stopped recording, right? And then you left because we were done. And then Gavin came back after you left to do the joke that he was here for next week's recording.
Yeah, I thought it'd be funny and just show up immediately after we ended, being like, "All right, I'm here early for next week." But that just confused Eric because Eric thought we were recording another episode then. So then we got into an argument. We got into an argument about how Eric was dumb and he didn't get my joke because I was just trying to say that and then nip straight back out because I had the rest of the day to continue living in. And then we just started arguing for a little bit, and then we started to debrief over what you were talking about, Geoff, but with the coin flip thing, how you were linking the sock thing to the coin thing, and it went on like 15 extra minutes, and we recorded.
So after last week's episode, after I bitched out, I pieced out because I fulfilled my obligation. You guys did a whole other podcast.
We unintentionally did a continuation, and then we couldn't decide where it would go. Did we put it on the end of last one? Or do we cut it and then put it on the beginning of this one? And I think we determined that we'll put it on the beginning of this one, and that Andrew should sort of throw the ball to himself a week in the future, which he did. He caught the ball. But I did warn him that if you didn't know what was going on, you would shut down.
I denied this. I thought Geoff would be fine, and then we had 5 minutes of what this show is. So far, this episode is like 15 minutes of us talking about the end of the previous episode, and then 15 more minutes of us talking about the debrief of our debrief to Geoff. This is truly an episode of nothing.
In summary, you're not being pranked or anything like that.
No.
Oh, it's fine. Here's what happened. You guys, I realized I was in the middle of a bit I wasn't aware of instantly, obviously, because I'm not stupid. And then I saw Gavin's reaction of thinking I wasn't going to play along, so I didn't.
Yeah.
Gavin's the reason I didn't play along there.
So I was right because I made myself right.
Yeah, you created my response.
You're just so ready to go with whatever's happening that.
And then once I started with it, I have that I can't bail out of something.
Yeah, obviously.
When I'm in a bit, I would have had to, unfortunately, if you guys had, and I'm really, thank you, by the way. Thanks for ending it when you did, because I would have gone for the full 2 episodes like that, and I was not looking forward to it.
I was beginning to feel bad that we started the episode by debriefing the debrief, and then the rest of the episode would have just been awkward silence mostly, and I just felt bad for the audience, to be honest.
I was starting to feel bad for the audience too. Here's the deal. I fucked up last episode in one big way. I was so overwhelmed with the improbability of the issue that I have regarding my socks and my feet, which, by the way, I still am. It's still plaguing me. And I've still gotten no help or relief from either of you, other than Andrew trying to try to figure out a way to make money off my feet.
What? What? That is such a gross mischaracterization of what happened. I'm the fucking nicest friend you have, and I took your bullshit sock issue seriously. I sent you so many messages of like, what if we tried this? What if we tried this? What about this system? You are ridiculous.
I think the best option is that we make face socks that just say L on both foot.
That's actually
two
part
less
of the debrief, Geoff.
Yeah.
That's in the debrief. We talk about that. Getting you only left socks.
Just real quick, and then I'll shut up. I won't talk for the rest of the podcast.
No. Why?
Such a
Why would you
weirdo.
do that?
I just have one thing. I don't want to be a time burglar. I don't want to monopolize. But I do want to thank on Twitter a guy or a lady or they named Roadmaster74. Roadmaster74 tweeted to me. Roadmaster74, I'm going to say that name a lot, Roadmaster74, because Roadmaster4, they are the first human being, although their picture is of a fox, so maybe they're not a human, maybe they're a fox. They're the first entity, the sentient entity that gave me salient, useful, simple, helpful, hit myself on the forehead. Why didn't I think about that first? Advice and suggestion on how to fix my sock problem. So I want to say, Roadmaster74,
on them.
you're a fucking genius, because Roadmaster74 said, hey, at Geoff L. Ramsey, about your sock situation, why not put them in the shoes already? That way, when you go to put your shoes on, the right sock is in the right shoe and the left sock is in the left shoe. Just trying to help. Love
What
fuckface.
does
Love
that
you.
mean?
Keep it up. It means you preload your shoes with your socks. So when I go the night before, like when I go to bed, I'll lay my socks. I just stick the left sock in the left shoe and the right sock in the right shoe. Then when I wake up in the morning, then I'll just I grab my shoe. I'll just put it on.
What do you mean just preload them onto your feet, if anything, in the morning? Like, what do you mean?
I don't want to
you still have to look at your sock and see if it's left or right to preload the shoes. Just put them straight on your feet the next morning. What
God damn it, you're right. I still got to look at them the night before. They'll still be wrong.
I don't
suggestion.
No. Here's why it may work. Okay, it might work because.
Oh my God.
The specific problem I have is I pick up my left sock from a right foot. But what if I just pick up a sock and I see what color it is, and then I just go put it in I pick up a sock and I see what letter it is, and then I just go put that letter in the appropriate shoe. And then it doesn't matter because I'm not applying it to my foot. My foot and my sock together is where it goes wrong. But if I just pick up a sock and look at it,
it doesn't change a single thing, Geoff. All that does is move the problem to the night before.
Think about, yes, Geoff, think about when we were actually trying to solve this. The issue that you talked about was that putting socks on is a mindless activity, and you're incapable of putting any thought into this process. All you've done is put thought into putting socks in the shoes.
If you
haven't
really
solved your
want to
problem.
sort the situation out, if you actually need a solution, put all your left socks in one drawer and all your right socks in the other, and put
But
them on your feet from those drawers every morning.
He has to
Don't
clean
be
them.
farting around, bending over, putting socks in your shoes the night before. It's mental. Absolutely mental what you're saying.
I think it's a feel thing.
That's also good advice.
I think that's the only true way to fix it.
Gavin, I don't know where you were the last 2,000 times we talked about this, but that is decent advice.
Well, I wasn't giving serious answers last time.
I just gotta separate the
it's not
drawers.
a real problem, Geoff.
It is a real problem for me, and it's existed for fucking years. I wouldn't be talking about it every day of my fucking life if it wasn't a problem. Obviously, it's a problem. And thank you for the solution. I understand what you're saying about whatever for this fucking kid's name was again. Now I forgot it. Roadmaster 74. I get it. I'm just preloading the problem to provide a false sense of security 24 hours later or in the morning. I can wrap my head around that. But I also think that I'm mad at you, Gavin. I'm mad at you for saying it's not a problem when it's very clearly, very lucidly a problem. But also, I'm kind of happy with you because you gave me a decent idea with the drawers. Maybe I'll try that. Okay, thanks.
All right.
Andrew, what did you want to talk about?
Are you all right, Andrew?
Yeah, it's like none of what you said matters. Like, you don't...
It's even more insulting than what I said.
No, it's like, for solving the issue, it's a you thing.
That's less
We
even
can
worse
come
than
up
it's
with
not
a million...
problem, is that
No.
you should stop talking about it.
No. I'm not saying you should stop talking about it. I'm saying all of your solutions that you're saying, like, that's a great idea, doesn't solve the issue because it's a you thing. You're going to have to fucking clean those socks. They're going to come out of the drawer. And then it's just going to be about how all your fucking right socks end up in the left drawer somehow. It's a you thing.
Yeah.
You're just changing
right.
where the problem is. You're just moving the ball. You're not actually solving anything.
How do I fix me?
I think it's a feel thing. I've talked about that. I think you need to have something on the sock that's like a feel. You feel it, and you're like, that's a left sock.
Why don't you wake
not
up
even like a thing.
backwards?
You know what?
That's the best idea of all.
I've now talked about it too much. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay.
I'm just all worked up about it.
Can we talk about a big accomplishment in Geoff's life? Geoff had a big thing happen to him. I'm very excited about this. I don't know if you saw it, Gavin.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you serious, Gav? You don't know?
No.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to upload a photo. I prepared this. It's funny you mentioned that, Andrew, because I probably would have fucking forgot about it even after I prepped this. Okay. I did, Gavin. There was something, I tweeted about it just the other day. It was kind of a big milestone in my life. I'm really not sure how my life changes going forward, given this, but let me pop this sucker in and then try to explain it.
You struggling to get it in?
Nothing takes longer on this podcast than waiting for...
No.
Oh.
Than emailing a photo to yourself and then posting it. What you have there, Gavin, and for the audience, we'll post this at some point. That is approximately, I'd say, 15 to 45 seconds after I picked up the right sock for the right foot.
How did that happen? Do you have a new system?
No. Let me set the stage. Saturday morning, just going about my day. I think it was Saturday. I'll have to go back and check the tweet. Anyway, one morning, just going about my day, took a shower, everything's fine. Sit down on the sofa to put my socks and shoes on that you make fun of because I'm old. And like I do every day, like I've done millions of times, I picked up the left sock to put it on the right foot, but it wasn't the left sock. It was the right sock.
I would put money on this not being the first time this has happened. I think this is the first time you've noticed.
Yes.
First time it's happened.
I think I think you've put the correct sock on the correct foot hundreds of times, but because it's
No.
a totally normal event, it doesn't register. And then the
No.
next time it's the wrong one, you're like, it's the wrong one.
I can understand how you would need to believe that to make your world make sense, but that's not what's going on here. I'm telling you, it's a Matrix-style simulation. I've pretty much got it dialed in. However, there was a glitch, or I did something. I don't know what I did differently, but in that moment, I had prescience, and I saw it, and I realized it, and I put the correct sock on, and I knew I was doing it at the time. And I'll say this. Hasn't happened again since. I've made a note of it every morning. So far, it was a one-time incident. So what I've been trying to do is dissect everything in my life that led up to that to see what I did differently.
God.
Here's the problem. Every
Glitch
day
in the
of my
Matrix.
life,
I'm imagining
every day of my life is identical to the previous day. So I don't know.
I'm imagining Neo walking past that doorway and seeing the cat. But it happened 750 times back to back. At that point, it's not deja vu. It's just the norm. If
It's
anything,
just
you're
vu.
not in a simulation.
No, I'm telling you, I am, and that's the reboot moment.
Sir.
But however, yeah. So I don't know. It was it was amazing. It was liberating. I felt young again. I felt like I was flying. I felt like I was free. I felt like the world was full of possibility. I felt like I could touch the moon if I wanted to, until I put my socks on again, and then it went back to normal.
I'll be honest. I think if there's any proof that we're not in a simulation, it's Andrew Panton himself. Like, there's no way a computer could come up with that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Andrew's like the bits left over after a defrag that just pile up and they turn sentient.
He's the frag. Andrew's the fragments.
I'm really happy, Geoff, that this event happened in your life that is absolutely random, unexplainable, and it's just a good thing that happened to you and was no way set up or predetermined anyway. Really happy for you. Glad you had this moment.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Andrew. And let me say that, the last time we talked, there were some suggestions by audience members, and I was going to try some of those, and I didn't even get around to it. And I'll be honest with you. Now, I don't care. I'll do it wrong. It's fine. I had it right once. I touched the sun for one brief second. I reached Shangri-La. I tasted ambrosia. I know what the top of the mountain looks like. I've breathed that air, and I don't ever have to breathe it again. That's fine. I know I will hold on to that memory, that brief fleeting day, for the rest of my life, and that's enough to sustain me. So I'm going to consider this chapter, unless something weird happens, I'm going to consider this chapter of my life closed, and I'm just going to go back to the way things were, and anytime I get frustrated, I'll just look at that picture.
You're just going to go back to not noticing because you certainly have put the right sock on the right foot countless times before this, like Gavin said.
Nope.
It's
Nope. I mean, yeah, before it started to become a thing, like when I was
Before
a
you
teenager and
bought
shit.
left and right socks and made your life overly complicated.
Back when I just had straight ass tube socks. Sure. I'm a guy. I'm a guy who put the wrong sock on the right foot this morning and didn't give a shit because I'm still living on cloud nine. I'm a guy who only has one toilet, but I don't have a hole in my yard anymore. I'm that guy. I'm a guy who's making incremental improvements in his life and is feeling pretty good about it. Yeah.
We need to tackle these one at a time. So last episode we recorded, you revealed your sock thing.
Yeah.
You're done with socks. You spent 20 minutes talking about how you don't want to think about a sock for the rest of your life. You don't care. Don't give a fuck at all about socks.
Correct.
The very next day, our merch channel on Slack said, hey, remember these two left socks? Do we still want to make them? And you literally spent all of the previous recording saying, I don't give a fuck about socks. And you replied, absolutely.
He was like a dog that got shown a sock-shaped bone.
It's still a good product. Dude, I gotta...
Yeah, but you don't give a fuck about the socks. Like,
so I'm confused about these socks. Are we selling two left socks, or are we selling a left and a right sock that both say left?
We're selling a left and a right sock that both say left.
Okay.
Wait. What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
They're actually... they're left-right socks? They're not just standard socks that aren't...
Well, what fun would that be?
Oh, it's just confusing.
I know.
That's not even what you're dealing with.
You just described my life.
That's not what you're dealing with. No, you just are incapable of wearing socks.
Ooh,
that's not the same problem.
I got an Evan Fournier prism. Gross.
That's not worth mentioning.
Not at all.
Nobody's excited about Evan Fournier.
I know. I got an Al Jefferson parallel. God damn, dude.
Congratulations. I don't. You're more enthused about these cards than you are the
I like
socks,
that
but you want them to
we
make
get
socks.
to talk like once a week, sometimes once every 2 weeks, and you're just like looking down at your cards.
I'm talking. I'm on my last pack.
Yes.
I'm on my last pack. Don't worry.
Jeff is opening card packs
That's true.
and talking about how he
That's
wants
true.
socks. This is so low
Andrew's
stakes.
mad that we're selling socks.
I'm not mad. I just thought it was insane that you spent an entire episode talking about how you don't give a fuck about socks, and then one day later you're like, make the socks.
Well, yeah, I still want the socks.
I feel like I lived with you for how many years? 5? I don't know.
A long time.
I don't think you mentioned socks a single time.
I didn't. Well, a couple reasons for that. One, I didn't have this problem back then, and two, I hadn't experienced the sock revolution yet. I don't think. I think that was after you moved out.
I was listening to the one we did where you had that terrible suggestion, and I didn't realize it at the time we were recording. But you, Geoff, you were like, "All right, Roadmaster 74 has the ultimate suggestion." Roadmaster 74, Roadmaster 74. I'm going to mention your name a lot. Anyway, what Roadmaster 4 said. And then you immediately got his name wrong before doing the suggestion. It was unbelievable that A, you did that, and B, neither of us, Andrew, didn't even register.
He peppered us with so many that it was tough to keep track of. It was like endless and all kind of blended together.
Ridiculous.
It's a great strategy.
I might be brilliant. That might have been on purpose. It wasn't. Just trust that it came from a bat that said face at some point. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess. I just feel.
What are you going to do? Get another different 100 bats? Well, of course it's going to be those bats you got.
Well, what? Maybe we shouldn't cut them because it looks like it's a nice bat when it's all together.
You want to what?
Well, of course it is.
I just don't know, man.
Everything's nice when it's not sawn in half.
Gavin, I keep having this problem. Every morning I wake up and I flip my bat knob and it keeps appearing bottom side up every day. I don't know what to do. I think I'm in the Matrix.
All right, eat a salad. I'll figure it out.